students stay when they leave? Are they really ready for the transition to four-year college? Or are they walking into the classroom and finding themselves completely bewildered because they figured, I thought I was doing really well, but I haven't really figured out how to plug in with this group of people. How did I miss out on this information? The last thing I want to talk about is just for emphasis. And it's something that I try to discuss not only with students, but even the faculty who teach for us in our programs. Somebody, and I'm going to stand up just for emphasis. Somebody painted a picture, and I call it an arbitrary picture, of what success looks like. Somebody said, you get out there, get an education, if you want to pursue your associate's degree, you will have this kind of career. You get a job like this and you will do this kind of work, and you will live in this kind of a home. But of course what the students do, jump out and go and pursue this associate's degree. Many students will tell you that, yes, I've got the degree now, but I'm looking around and thinking, the only job that I can find available, a job that I could have done straight out of high school. Right? So somebody else says, you know what you need to do? Get your bachelor's degree. But that really sets you apart from everybody else. So what do? They paint a really large picture of success. And so now the student understands, oh, if I get a bachelor's degree, that means I will really get this kind of job, live in this kind of a home, drive this kind of a car, and all that stuff. That prepares them for the real world. Well, guess what? The student says, I have a degree. I have a bachelor's degree. And they look around finding that kind of time, that kind of energy and commitment to addressing the students' issues. One of the things we hear often from students is the school was great, the classes were great, but I was so lost when it came to financial aid stuff. And that's a big issue that sort of plagues many of our students. So I think that level of engagement really does help answer questions. It changes it enhances the student's experience. I don't want to dwell too much into that. I think like General Paul said, some of this has been talked about. Some of that I wanted to just share. Assessment. I think it sounds like a dirty word. It gives us an instant headache sometimes. But if you think about it, it's not enough to convince ourselves that somehow we're doing a great job without really getting a good sense of what else others are doing out there. And so the engaging of external evaluators to see what happens in our curriculum. What are we doing? Are we current in what we're doing? I have to say this, the faculty and the people that actually deliver the products that our students come seeking our schools. And who do we have teaching the schools today? What extent to which they are engaged to what's going on in the field which they teach? Are they current? Are our students coming in and saying, I walked in there expecting this, and actually walked out having spent enough time talking about what happened in someone's family and all that stuff? Or are they walking out and saying, I'm actually prepared to get out and now practice what I've seen here? Then there are these additional things that I think make the education experience a wholesome experience. And that is, how prepared are our students for the real world? You know, the questions about things like personal finance, things like, why is it important to preserve one's credit? Why is it important to, what's a mortgage? And why is it important to live within one's means? You know, those are things that we don't really get often, and I'm not going to say it's in schools, I don't know what happens in schools. But some of the areas of education that we don't really touch on with the students. So students walk out with the credential, and suddenly walk out and say, well, I have the degree here. Can I find a job? Can you hire me? And they discover that actually there's a great deal more that wasn't covered. It's actually an indictment to not just the schools out there, but starting with the person speaking now. I think we all have a responsibility to really deliver the best experience possible for students. The last thing I want to talk about is how we must remain authentic in what we sell to our students when we talk to them. You know, the temptation, of course, is to embellish a little bit what we do and put them out there thinking that this is what I'm going to do when I walk into school, and I'll walk on and find myself in this particular job. We know often that sometimes the temptation to sort of embellish what the student experience is almost too difficult to overcome. Why? Because we must students, enrollment. Everybody else take a look at the numbers like enrollment. So we have to figure out how to work this dance a little bit. And I think it's important that we're talking about it. Let's be transparent and let's be candid about it. Are we really delivering what we purport to be delivering in the classroom? And the bigger question is, what do our students say when they leave? Are they really ready for the transition to four-year college? Or are they walking into the classroom and finding themselves completely bewildered because they figured, I thought I was doing really well, but I haven't really figured out how to plug in with this group of people. How did I miss out on this information? The last thing I want to talk about is just for emphasis. And it's something that I try to discuss not only with students, but even the faculty who teach for us in our programs. Somebody, and I'm going to stand up just for emphasis. Somebody painted a picture, and I call it an arbitrary picture, of what success looks like. Somebody said, you get out there, get an education, if you want to pursue your associate's degree, you'll have this kind of career. You get a job like this and you do this kind of work, and you'll live in this kind of a home. But of course, what the students do, jump out and go and pursue this associate's degree. Many students will tell you that, yes, I've got the degree now, but I'm looking around and thinking, the only job that I can find available, a job that I could have done straight out of high school. Right? So somebody else says, you know what you need to do? Get your bachelor's degree. But that really sets you apart from everybody else. So what do? They bring a life picture of this. And so now the student understands, oh, if I get bachelor's degree, that means I will really get this kind of job, live in this kind of a home, drive this kind of a car, and all that stuff. That prepares them for the real world. Well, guess what? The student says, I have a degree. I have a bachelor's degree. And they look around for the jobs, and the jobs they're finding are jobs they could still have done straight out of high school. So then somebody else said, you know what? The master's degree is what you want. You get the master's degree, what does it do? It prepares you now for this kind of a level career. In fact, you live in a much larger home. And this is the kind of expectations we have, right? So what do the students do? Let's do the master's degree. And they woke up with master's degree and say, I have a master's degree. They look at the picture that was painted for them about success, and the reality in their lives look nothing like it.
That's right.
But wait, someone said, you know what you need to do? Get a PhD. You need authority in your field. Nobody will ever question you, challenge you about your field of expertise. So what do we do? Change up that. And even not, by the way, the Bible speaks.
Yeah.
Which is a great, right? What do we find out? On the eve of our graduation from the doctoral program, the lab technician who prepares my students for me makes more money than I do.
Yeah.
So what does it mean? Somehow all these walls are crumbling. Now, I'm very careful. I wouldn't say this to students in high school. For the first thing they'll say is, Professor, what's the point of going to school then? Well, what I'm saying is, the degrees are important. They actually are given the tool, they're essential, they're necessary. But the degrees don't define us. The degrees alone don't define us. There's a sea of people that actually have the same potential as we do. So the student cannot just define himself by saying, I have now with me 3 transcripts, 3 diplomas, one from an associate degree, another from bachelor's degree, another master's degree, and then a doctorate. So you should be able to make family. What is there? What tells us? It tells us that we evolve and socialize, whether by the schools we go to or the communities whom we become, to shape our somebody else's history. So of course somebody said, if everyone else did a bachelor's degree, we wouldn't live that kind of life. So we do. We shape after all these people. I ask one question. I think you all know Mrs. Foot. If I took a blueprint of Mrs. Foot's life, and I walked into high school, and I spoke to a 17-year-old girl and said, this is the blueprint of Mrs. Foot's life. If you follow this blueprint, you'll find yourself exactly where she is. Is that realistic? No. Of course not. But that's what we do. That's what we've been socialized to do. So my challenge, and my religious challenge, I pose it to myself. What if instead we start off with a free canvas, and the student becomes the painter in the picture. So the student has a great paintbrush. He or she chooses a palette and draws the picture of what success means to them. What does that mean? The things that Richard Finger here might have considered as benchmarks of success in life can only be featured in that picture if he's the one who's orchestrating the live. Ben Manito can come and tell Richard, well done, you've done so well with your PhD. Richard might see the PhD as just part of the process where he didn't get where he was going. What might have been more important to Richard is what he's going to be able to do in his career. So, again, the charge is this. Hopefully it's about this. Forgive him for taking the time. The charge is this. Let's try and make every role we play in developing human potential matter. Thank you.
Extraordinarily hard act to follow.
I would like to make this brief. We have to get out of here, but I do, along with the board, thank you for showing up today. This has been a very good response, and all the sessions have been very well done. And also, for those that are still interested and don't want us to know that, you can send a letter to one of our coordinators of the conference if you're interested in helping us next year on our conference. I'm sure Gus will be more than happy to take you under his wing and help out in the next conference. We really don't know where it's going to be.